Have you ever asked yourself, what would I do if I had a heart attack and no one was around to help me? It's a frightening thought, but it's one that far too many people ignore until it's too late. You might think, I'll call someone, or I'll know if it's serious, or I'm probably fine. But when a heart attack strikes, every second counts. And if you're on your own at home, in the garden, or even in bed, what you do in those first few moments can mean the difference between life and death. The good news? You can survive a heart attack even if you're completely alone. All it takes is knowing what to do and acting fast. In this video, we'll walk you through 7 critical steps to take the moment a heart attack starts and you're by yourself. These actions are simple, practical, and proven to save lives. You don't need medical training or special equipment, just presence of mind and a little preparation. Stick with us until the very end because the final few steps are the most overlooked and they might just be the ones that keep you alive. Let's begin. Step 1. Know the subtle early signs. The first step to surviving is recognizing that a heart attack is happening in the first place. It's not always the Hollywood-style chest-grabbing collapse. In fact, many heart attacks begin quietly with subtle, confusing symptoms. You might feel a heavy pressure in your chest, like someone's pushing down with a firm hand, or an odd discomfort like tightness, fullness, or even mild pain. It might come and go, and that's what tricks most people into brushing it off. But your chest isn't the only place to watch. You could feel pain or discomfort in your arms, jaw, neck, or back. You might be short of breath even if you're just sitting. You might suddenly break into a cold sweat, feel nauseous, or get dizzy. For some, especially women and older adults, the pain shows up in surprising ways like pressure in the upper abdomen, extreme fatigue, or back pain that feels like strain. Take Eleanor, age 76. She thought the strange aching in her neck was from sleeping funny. But when she stood up, she felt faint and had trouble catching her breath. She remembered an article she once read and knew this isn't normal. She made the call. Doctors told her later that her fast action likely saved her heart from major damage. So remember, your body often whispers before it screams. Listen carefully. When something feels off, don't ignore it. Step 2. Call emergency services immediately. Once you suspect a heart attack, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. This is not the time to wait it out or see if it passes. And whatever you do, don't try to drive yourself. Paramedics are trained to begin treatment the moment they arrive. They have oxygen, defibrillators, medications, things you can't access on your own. The sooner they reach you, the better your odds. Let me tell you about George, 81. He felt a strange tightness in his chest while watching TV. At first, he thought it was indigestion, but when his left arm started tingling, he called for help. That single phone call brought paramedics within minutes and they stabilized him on the way to the hospital. Emergency services are there for you, and they'd much rather show up for a false alarm than be too late for the real thing. Keep your phone nearby, especially if you live alone. Learn how to activate your phone's emergency call feature, even from the lock screen. It could save your life. Step 3. Take aspirin chewed, not swallowed. After calling 911, the next step is simple. Chew 1 regular aspirin if you're not allergic or on medication that prohibits it. Why chew it? Because it works faster that way. Aspirin helps thin your blood and slow the formation of clots, buying precious time until help arrives. If a clot is blocking an artery in your heart, aspirin can reduce how much damage is done. Even if it doesn't stop the attack, it can lessen its impact. Harold, age 73, had a small tin of aspirin in his wallet, just in case. When he felt that tightness spreading across his chest, he called 911, chewed a tablet, and sat down. The ER doctor told him later that quick action made a huge difference in his recovery. So here's your takeaway. Keep aspirin in an easy-to-reach place in your purse, kitchen, nightstand, or coat pocket, and check the expiration dates. It's a small thing, but it could be the most important pill you ever take. Step 4. Sit or lie down immediately. Once you've called for help and taken aspirin, stop whatever you're doing and sit or lie down. Your heart is already struggling. Moving around makes it work harder. Even walking to the next room could make things worse. Find a spot where you can rest comfortably. Sit upright if you can support your back. Keep your feet flat and let your arms relax. If you're feeling faint, lie on your side with your head slightly raised. Whatever keeps you calm and still. Doris, 79, felt chest pressure while gardening. Her instinct was to rush inside and clean up before calling for help. But she remembered her daughter's advice. Sit first, call fast. She sat under the tree and waited calmly. That simple act of staying still likely prevented a full-blown collapse. You don't have to be strong right now. Your only job is to survive. Step 5. Unlock the door if you can. If you still have the strength, do this one thing before sitting down. Unlock your front door. It sounds small, but it matters. Paramedics can break in if they have to, but even a 1-minute delay could cost you. If you live in an apartment, make sure your unit number is clearly visible. If you have a security gate, figure out in advance how emergency responders could get through. Think of Walter, age 84. He lives alone and keeps a spare key in a lockbox by the door with the code shared with his nearest neighbor. When help was needed, they got to him without delay, and it made all the difference. If reaching the door is too much, don't risk it. Sit and wait. But if you're nearby and able to move safely, unlocking the door could be a quiet act of heroism. Step 6. Use speakerphone in your medical ID. If you're on the phone with emergency services, turn on your speakerphone. This allows you to focus on breathing and staying still, without needing to hold the phone to your ear. Dispatchers can hear you better, and if you lose consciousness, they may still pick up valuable clues from background sounds. Your phone is also your silent helper. Every smartphone now has a medical ID feature. It includes vital info, age, conditions, medications, allergies, and emergency contacts. Margaret, 82, fainted just before help arrived. But because her iPhone had her medical ID set up, paramedics knew she had a pacemaker and avoided harmful treatments. They also called her daughter from the lock screen. That small step saved valuable time and possibly her life. Take 5 minutes today to fill out your medical ID. It's simple, it's private, and it's powerful. Step 7. Slow your breathing in your panic. In those last few minutes before help arrives, the most important thing you can do is breathe slowly and gently. It sounds too simple, but your breath is the one thing you can control, and it directly affects your heart. Try this. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold, then out through your mouth for 6 seconds. Do it again and again. This helps calm your nervous system, lowers your heart rate slightly, and keeps your oxygen flowing. Thomas, 80, had a panic attack layered on top of his heart attack, but he focused on his breath. One breath at a time, he said. That's how I made it to the ambulance. You're not trying to meditate or fix the heart problem. You're just trying to keep your body from spiraling into shock. Calm breath means calmer heart, and a calmer heart means a better chance at survival. Here's the truth. Surviving a heart attack when you're alone isn't about being fearless. It's about being ready. Because in that quiet moment when the world slows down and something inside you says, "This isn't right," what you do next is everything. You don't need to be a doctor. You don't need fancy tools. You just need to remember what matters most. It starts with listening to your body, even when the signs are soft and strange. A little pressure, a strange ache, a sudden wave of breathlessness. That's not nothing. That's your body whispering, and you have to listen before it starts to scream. Then even if your hands shake, you pick up that phone and call for help. You don't wait for it to pass. You don't downplay it. You don't second guess. You call because help is out there and it's faster than you think. Maybe you remember the aspirin on your kitchen shelf or in the drawer by your bed. You chew it not because it stops the heart attack, but because it might slow it down just enough for help to reach you. Then you sit or lie back. You don't try to do laundry or just finish up whatever task you were doing. You give your heart a break because right now it's fighting a quiet battle, and you want to give it every advantage. Maybe you even have the presence of mind to unlock your door, or tap your medical ID, or use speakerphone so the dispatcher can stay with you. Tiny details, but each one buys you time, and time is everything. And finally, you breathe, in and out, slow, gentle, like waves on a shore, not because breathing fixes the problem, but because it anchors you in the storm. Panic won't help you, but calm might carry you across that razor-thin line between danger and survival. You don't have to remember everything, but if you remember even some of this, it could change everything. Because in the end, it's not about whether you're alone or not. It's about whether you're prepared. Thank you for joining us today. We would love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and share your support. It helps us continue to create quality content to inform and inspire you. Thank you for watching the video. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.